What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bryce Boudreaux Show. I'm Bryce Boudreaux, your host. This afternoon, pretty cool episode coming up. We got Jose Llanas from Elevate Submission Series. He's the matchmaker of Elevate Submission Series. He'll be getting on here in a sec. If you didn't know, Elevate Submission Series 12 live from Dallas, Texas, this Saturday. It's going to be big. It's our second event in Dallas underneath the Elevate Submission Series brand, and Jose will be in here to talk all about it. It's going to be great. If you haven't done it now, get your tickets. ElevateSubmissionSeries.com. Pay-per-view only available at ClearLifeMedia.com. And everything is going down this Saturday afternoon at the Southern Junction right there in Irving, Texas. So without further ado, let's bring the man on here. Let's see. Here we go. Jose Llanas from Elevate Submission Series. Jose, how you doing this afternoon?
Hey, Bryce, how's it going? I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
You got it, bro, man. I was looking whenever this show was coming up with Elevate Submission Series. Actually, back whenever I first announced that I was going to be doing a podcast, last week's first guest was Yaya Ayash. And those of you who haven't listened to it, go ahead and go check it out. I'm sure you've all seen the shorts all over social media. But whenever I was thinking about this week, I'm like, man, who can I bring on? And I'm like, well, Jose's got a lot of good stories, and also he's behind the scenes. He's the matchmaker of everything. Tell me a little bit, just behind the scenes, working towards this show coming up on Saturday, what it's been like matching everybody up. You've been the matchmaker with Elevate Submission Series for a while now. What's this show been like here in Dallas, our second time coming? And if you want to touch on our first time coming to Dallas too, because we definitely kicked the door down in Dallas in a good way.
Yeah, yeah. So Dallas has a huge community of overall martial artists in general, but jiu-jitsu is big. There's a ton of gyms out there. So it's a market that we wanted to make sure go out and be able to showcase their jiu-jitsu through Elevate. This is our second show. We went in December. We're there, and now we're coming back exactly around 12 weeks after the last show. And this show has been a lot easier to be able to match, to put together than the first one. Obviously, the first one, we're the first time in town. Chris, myself went out there, introduced ourselves to a lot of gym owners, the coaches, and talk to them a little bit of our product and what we're trying to bring to Dallas. It opened up a lot more doors for this one. And so we're really excited that we'll be showcasing even more professors and more big names out from Dallas. And we believe this one's just going to be the starting of more great shows coming up soon.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I still remember was, the night before we were all kind of like, man, I hope we have a great amount of people that show up. And we definitely did. I
Oh, yeah.
mean, now everybody, like you said, everybody wants to be a part of it. And I remember stepping on the mat for the last show and looking around towards the middle of the card. And I'm like, this place is full. Like, people are really showing up. So that's great. And now we've kind of staked our flag in Dallas. And also a thing you kind of touched on, and we could talk about it more. When running a show like this, a lot of these jujitsu gyms, and a lot about that world, is that, if somebody comes into town and says we're doing a show, and you don't have a relationship with these gyms and these practitioners and these professors, well, then nobody's going to come to the show. What's that been
Yeah.
like, having a relationship? And also, you have history in Dallas too, right?
Yeah.
You you yourself.
Yes, my as a competitor and obviously working out there, similar shows, events like this one, but nothing like matchmaking and being and helping run more behind the scenes. But this time, now we're matching, and it's been great. This next show, like I mentioned earlier, it became a lot easier. Chris has been going out to Dallas often to himself talk to coaches and explain to them a little bit of what we're trying to build. And I think they all came aboard, and we have been building a lot of great relationship. We call the first show more like an opening the door, letting people see a little bit of what we're bringing, and from there improve. We're looking forward to this one. We have a guy named Alex Martin who has a lot of gyms out there in Dallas. He'll be competing against Thompson Marcal, which is two elite masters They'll be fighting for the title, and then we're just looking forward to building up from this. Myself have even I have competed a lot in Dallas as well. I have a lot of friends, so that helps a lot. And really, the same people that we went to talked about from for this product are people that already know. I just wanted to sit down and talk to them face to face, and and really see if we can get them to come on board, and they did, and we're really excited about this show.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like we introduced you, and your title is with Elevate. You are the matchmaker. You have a great relationship with a lot of these practitioners. You mentioned Alex. He's a coach, and right, he is a coach.
Yeah, it's Alex Martin. He's part of
Alex Martin.
the Alex Martin Association, and they have a lot of gyms out there. He's been
Mhm.
competing for a long time, and I've actually looked up to him as well as a competitor myself. He's going to be competing against Thompson Marcano, which is two very elite black belts. They're called masters because they're
Thompson Marcano.
obviously a little bit older. Yes, a little bit older. They're past the 30 years old mark. So they're going to be fighting for a title, and this is like bringing two of the main coaches from Dallas competing against each other in Dallas in front of their crowd. I think that's very cool and very motivating for everyone else and even their students as well.
Yeah, 100%. And especially with students, one thing that I've learned about Elevate Submission Series and a lot of shows at combat sports events, but especially Elevate, is that you'll have what we open things up with the future of jujitsu, and it's all of the total age groups. We start out with
Yeah,
the kids. I mean, little kids going out there, and their parents are right there and everything. But like their cornerman is their coach, who's probably on the main card as well. That's
yeah.
been a really cool thing to see. And talking about Dallas in general with with not tomorrow's event, with Saturday's event, Elevate Submission Series 12, going down at Southern Junction in Irving, Texas, Dallas. We're having all of these gyms in Dallas and beyond. I mean, it's all over the state of Texas. People come
Hmm.
to compete on these, especially with the ones in Houston, Dallas. Like we said, we really opened the door. I mean, I remember announcing names of schools that were like, not even in Dallas, outside of Dallas.
Yeah.
That's been a really cool thing. Jose, we're going to talk a little bit more about Saturday's card, but before we do, a little finalized card that's up there. So far, this is what we've got. This is all your professor bouts, I believe, and your main card going down tomorrow
So
afternoon at Southern Junction in Texas. Anything that really catches your eye here, Jose?
yeah, so our main event is Somalia. Joao Somalia, he's going against Vasquez Jr. Somalia is our current champion in that weight division. It's a no-gi match. Somalia has been a great competitor for us. Not only him bringing himself as a competitor, giving us students, promoting. We're big at promoting, we create all these posters and graphics for people to use and promote their name along with their event. And that's one thing that I myself did a lot as a competitor. Chris himself did a lot, and that's we're huge at promoting, right? And so Joao
Oh,
Somalia has been doing a great job with that. Obviously, you saw the other match, Alex Martin and Thompson are competing, and then we do have a couple other lower belt matches in there, like brown belts and not lower belts, but lower than black belts, brown belt and purple belts that we try to put on the main card because we believe that's going to be a very good matchup. And then obviously the rest of the matchup, which is from kids all the way to the black belts.
yeah, 100%. It's looking like it's going to be a fantastic show. I mean, the last one that we did in Dallas was pretty great. That's another look at our main card there. Title
That's
belt.
the main event and co-main event. They're both title
Yeah.
matches.
And you also mentioned that you and Chris do the graphics, or just do all the promoting. I have to say, Elevate Submission Series has some of the best graphics of any promotion I've ever worked for.
Hmm.
Everything y'all do, the imaging of everything. I mean, look, I'm wearing the logo right now.
Nice.
Just like you. I mean, everything that y'all do, it all looks, and this is actually a really good fitting t-shirt too. Our
Yeah.
merchandise department does an insanely good job. But yeah, all the logos, everything that has Elevate on it. you and Chris, y'all definitely have a mind for it. Once again, that's Elevate Submission Series going down this Saturday, live, Southern Junction, Irving, Texas. It's Dallas, Texas, people. Tickets are still on sale. This will be a pretty packed show. Southern Junction is an awesome place to hang out. They've got a lot of ice cold beverages.
Yeah.
Concessions should be open. Southern Junction is an awesome spot. I've got a lot of history there. It's a great venue. It feels like you're in a totally different world on the inside. So it's really cool to do a jiu-jitsu event there. And production's always fantastic at Southern Junction. Jose, let's talk a little bit about the man yourself, Jose Llanas. Like you said, you are a practitioner as well. You're Professor Jose Llanas, correct?
Yes, sir. I teach
Yes.
jiu-jitsu. I've been teaching jiu-jitsu for a long time now. Overall, almost 20 years of jiu-jitsu training. I'm a black belt. Been a black belt. This year will be my 11th year as a black belt. So
Wow.
I'm
Very
more
cool.
on the masters side. I'm 40 years old. I started when I was 21. I was an adult when I started already. Um, but yeah, I've done a lot of competitions. Like I mentioned in Dallas, I've competed plenty over there. And I just for the love of martial arts, this is why the reason why I'm here. I know how much this type of event help my name help spread not just the brand of the promotion but myself, and I took that very personal and try to build my image around there, and I hopefully some of the athletes understand that. This is a great step for them to just keep pushing their name out there, especially the lower belts. But yeah, I've done MMA competitions, and then obviously a lot of jiu-jitsu competitions, and right now we're focusing more on bringing up people up to this position so they can expand their name.
Yeah, what 100%, and you do a really good job at it. Of course, like you said, you teach jujitsu. What was the school that you teach at?
I,
I totally it's 85, right?
yes, sir. It's 85 Jiu-Jitsu Academy, and I I used to teach with my professor, Travis Took, which is part of Team Took in Houston. I
Team
was there for
Tuck, yeah.
many years. He's helped me a lot build up myself as a coach. When I first started teaching back in the day, it was because of him. I was stuck around. I was just a guy that stuck around. This is what I tell people: show up to practice. I would always show up to practice, and even though it was only my instructor and a couple guys here and there, I would always show up no matter what. And eventually, he gave me opportunities to start teaching. I did. Eventually, I started, taking on bigger roles, and then now we expanded to 85, where there's a MMA program there from Grindhouse MMA as well, and that's what we're doing now. Just trying to grow.
Yeah, I like the 85 podcast as well. I just just randomly scrolling and I saw it, and you're on there too. So
Uh,
yeah, you've got a lot going on over there at 85. So uh, yeah, you've also have a pretty interesting, like you said, being a fighter, being a you know, competing all over the place. On top of that, you are an instructor, you are a teacher. You had a pretty interesting student a few years ago, probably one of the most viral individuals from the state of Texas, a guy that literally eats the most grossest, weirdest stuff that literally nobody else wants to eat, and he claims that this stuff makes you bigger. Liver King. Everybody knows the
yeah.
Liver King was one of your students. You randomly told me this one night. I didn't believe you. I tried to find some pictures of it. I dug through the internet. It's somewhere out there. But you were training Liver King. How did all of that happen?
Okay, so back during COVID, I have a friend named Andrew Craig. He was a former UFC fighter. He's fought in the UFC, a guy that I trained with many years. Now he's down in Austin training fighters himself. He hit me up one day, and he has a friend that's an MMA fighter that hit him up, send him a text message. Hey, man, I got this guy who's looking for a black belt instructor in the north side of Houston. So Andrew told me about it. He's like, what do you think? And I was like, well, send them my information. At that time, Liver King was not popular, obviously. He was still coming up. And I met him as Brian Johnson, but obviously the image of Liver King eventually took off after that. And so I went and met with the whole family. So I started teaching the whole family, his wife, the two kids, and then we got to meet each other. They liked me, and then they had me going over there once a week teaching them. Eventually, Liver King did had to take some time off, and then I strictly was coaching his kids only. But yeah, man, it's that's how I came around with Andrew Craig, and it was a really cool experience, regardless of what people have to say about him and the internet. He was always one of the nicest guys, super cool guy. And I'm not gonna lie, Bryce, like, he would take care of his people and he was always looking to better your life. And I took a lot of good stuff from him to try to implement to my lifestyle. But it was a very interesting persona to get to meet because, like I said, when I met him, he hadn't blown up yet, and then now he's super popular, and pretty much everywhere I go, Liver King, they know who he is. Um, but yeah, it was very interesting to be able to work with them.
So, whenever you say like, he helped you out and gave you, tips and whatever, were you eating testicles and raw horse heads and fish and all that stuff?
Wasn't able to get deep into that. They always encouraged me to do it if I wanted to. Um, but no, I did. I did get a lot of their supplements. I did take their supplements. So instead of taking the actual eating the raw meat, I would take their supplements, liver. They have a couple mofo, which is testicles and all that. Basically to build up a little bit of what they call testosterone. But yeah, man, I did take their. I still have quite a bit. They will give me supply every couple months, and I got so much that I had to give some away. But yeah, I do take the supplements, and I like them. I do like them.
I watch all of his stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
because it's to me, it's not so much as what can I do to look like that. It's more of what the hell is he going to eat next, and I think that's
yeah,
what he knows that. Like, so it's all about getting the craziest looking stuff and saying I'm going to eat this, and he takes a big bite.
yeah.
You know, it's it's genius. And then he has Chef Lionel, and Chef Lionel, and like you can either eat all this or you could just take this supplement. You have all this in the supplement.
Yeah.
It's genius marketing and it's his stuff. And there you go. Then you look at him,
And
and you're like, I want to be like that.
and the problem though, I don't. The thing is, people take marketing as thinking that you're gonna look like him, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think that was the main objective. Obviously, he's the model of it. I
Right.
think what he's trying to push is more like you can have a healthier lifestyle, if you do this. And I think it has been proven that kidney does liver does help a little bit, but obviously in certain substance, you'd want to take a little bit of it here and there. There's certain things that you will get from it. But I wasn't at that point of just eating a bunch of raw meat. I like my food cooked.
Yeah, of course. You don't want to eat all the testicles and all that stuff. Yeah, but man, Liver King. And I think you were in a video too, right?
Yeah, he did a video one day where we're showcasing some of the stuff that he learned. I mean, he's super athletic guy, and I'm gonna tell you one
Yeah.
thing. He's a very fast learner. Like, we're trying to actually not long ago, a couple months ago, we're trying to do some training for him, do it consistent once a week, but he has a lot of injuries that he's dealt with, a lot of things, and
Mm.
so we're not able to do it. But I mean, he's a specimen, man. He's a strong guy. He's short. He's not that very tall, but he's a super strong guy, and he's a smart guy, and he understands a little bit of the mechanics of fighting.
Liver King, one of a kind guy, and everything in the world of jiu-jitsu that he knows. If you ever run up on Liver King and want to fight him, just know that he doesn't know how to fight because Jose Llanas taught him everything he knows. And
he's
he's eating
he's
liver and
actually
testicles.
Yeah, they actually came to watch me compete before. When I competed in
Whoa.
super fights, a lot of people didn't know because it was before he blew up, but he came in there with his beer. He was wearing a shirt, and they came in and watched me compete. So, like I said, they're really into the sport. They are really fans of fighting and MMA, and like the idea of learning how to fight. It is part of one of their traits they want to put into their lifestyle.
Yeah, and you, dude. You just had me right there. Like, he was wearing a shirt. Like, like you had to say that. You had to say he
Yeah.
was wearing a shirt.
No, it's
Once
crazy,
the
like he's blown up so much. Striker is one of their sons, and he was telling me a story about there was maybe like 2 years ago, last year, 2 years ago probably, there was a huge WrestleMania event. I don't know where, what city. It was a huge stadium, and it was like a 3 day event or something. Anyways, they're so big. They told me this. They said that they walk in the venue. They literally walk in the venue. They had security guard with them, and they literally opened the door for them, and they didn't have no tickets or nothing. They just walked in all the way in there. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's how big they got. So yeah, they're pretty popular people.
That was probably WrestleMania in Dallas a few years ago.
No,
That
I
was
think
right in
no, it was
Go ahead.
somewhere's in northeast, somewhere's up north. It's not. It wasn't in Texas, but
Philadelphia. That was the last place
yes,
WrestleMania was.
yeah, I think it was Philadelphia. And I just found it really interesting that they just showed up and they just let them in without even checking them or nothing.
Well, as much as we would love to keep talking about Liver King and telling his stories, Liver King's not the guest of this episode, and Jose Llanas
Yeah.
is. And of course, this weekend is Elevate Submission Series 12 live in Dallas, Texas, Irving, Texas, Southern Junction. Great venue. And of course, we're going to have some great submission only grappling bouts. A lot of great practitioners coming from all over the state of Texas and beyond. Tickets on sale now. Go to elevatesubmissionseries.com, or you can order the pay-per-view at clearlifemedia.com. Another look at our main card for Saturday night live at Southern Junction. And here's another look at some of the bouts that you're going to see, all of the practitioner bouts, all the black belt bouts, and of course your co-main and your co-main and your main event of the evening for Saturday night. There's the poster again. So yeah, once again, tickets are still on sale. Elevatesubmissionseries.com. That's how you get tickets. Clearlifemedia.com is how you order the pay-per-view. Folks, if you're just joining us, Jose Llanas, matchmaker of Elevate Submission Series. And of course, like we mentioned, Elevate Submission Series 12 is live from Dallas, Texas this Saturday afternoon. It's going to be a wonderful afternoon and evening of submission only bouts. Jose, we're going to be kind of nearing down towards the end of this fantastic episode. We talked about your career as a practitioner, as a competitor, and as a fighter. We talked about you and Chris's relationship a little bit. We can delve into that a little bit more. You
Hmm.
kind of started the submission only version because a lot of people might not know. There's people that are watching this have no idea what Elevate is, and they think Elevate's like a church or how you get higher or something like that. But Elevate is one of the biggest promotions in the state of Texas. They're based out of Houston, Texas, and of course, they normally do mixed martial arts events. Just a few years ago, they started doing submission only events, and they have definitely taken off. We're on our 12th one. You helped start Elevate Submission Series with Chris Lopez, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Well, Chris started. I was just started his MMA promotion, and then he talked to me. He mentioned that he was interested on maybe doing jiu-jitsu matches, and the idea grew from there. So we met a couple of times, several times. We met, try to plan out, see how the event will go, figure it out. The Obviously the logistic part of it, because you got to have a stage, you gotta be able to get people in there. And then we ended up meeting, and then I mean, we just started doing it. Like I think it was the desire to do something and be able to overcome and be successful. We started from there. Chris is very, what I call it, man, he's very driven. And the way he wants to push stuff, he's gonna commit 100%. I thought he was joking at first, and then we started meeting and then really talking about it, and then eventually coming up with a game plan for the rules, the type of promotion. And as you mentioned earlier, we're not just like a pro event. We're a submission series, right? Something that's gonna constantly continue going. We have champions. We have people that we want to build up, and we're hitting up more cities. Like we're going to Dallas. We have plans of going to other cities in Texas and other places. And as we're growing, we're slowly seeing that we can do it. There's no reason why. you should not be able to do something like this when you're so invested into it. And then from there on, what I think we're in what a show 12 or something like
Yeah,
that.
12. This is Elevate
Yeah,
Submission Series 12 this Saturday.
yeah. So and as we're going along, I think we're trying to improve as well. You know.
Yeah, and improve we've done. And one thing you mentioned was, submissions only. And that's in the name, submission series. And a lot of guys, as the announcer, I see everything that happens.
Hmm.
You're trying to get the show going. You're paying attention to the fights. You're also, promoting on top of matchmaking as well. And a lot of the guys I sit next to the judges who are also the officials.
Yeah,
All it's two judges and the off-duty referee. And I talk to them during a lot of the bouts, and they're like, these, you know, a lot of the fighters that come in, a lot of the jiu-jitsu practitioners, a lot of them think that this is just jiu-jitsu, so just score as many points as possible and you win with points. But
yeah,
submissions are the name of the game, and that's
yeah.
really the coolest part. And I'll be the first one to tell you, Jose, I don't train in jiu-jitsu. I did a very little bit of jiu-jitsu whenever I was training for wrestling season in high school and junior high and elementary and all that, but I'm not a practitioner. I don't do jiu-jitsu every day. The only thing that I know is from watching y'all and being in this combat sports world. I just love admiring just the locks and the holds and everything that goes into that, how they get to that moment. But like you said, it's submissions only. And I think that's what separates us from a lot of places. You talk to a lot of fighters, and you see fighters everywhere competing at these tournaments all over the country, going
Hmm.
literally anywhere in these big tournaments. There's all these mats in a row in a gym or at a venue or at an arena, and you go, they call your name, you go out there and compete, you shake hands, and that's it, and then you leave. Whereas
Yeah,
this is one mat, one bout at a time. It is what I like to call, what a lot of people have called it for years, super fights.
yeah.
And I think they're done so well like that. Was that your original idea, to do a super fight style event rather than, hey, let's just do a tournament?
Yeah. Well, I myself have competed a lot in submission only events through other promotions.
Mhm.
I have mentors that I work with that I've learned a lot and understand a little bit of what they're doing. So what we're trying to do is implement a little bit of that blueprint in there. And so, but the difference is that we brought into Houston was taking away the draws. I think that was really cool. And that's why we have the judges, right? So our goal or your goal as a competitor, you're entertaining people. People are buying tickets to come watch you perform. Nobody wants to watch somebody hug somebody and just keep them down, right? And then you leave
Yeah.
that for a jiu-jitsu competition. And so instead of the giving more dominant scoring to the position, we try to encourage people to go for the finish, be aggressive, right? Not just try to finish, but completely be aggressive. Go for the finish, put your guy away. And if we see that you're trying more than your opponent, then that's definitely going to help you in the decision with the judges. It is a submission only event, but what
Mhm.
happens if nobody gets a submission? Then at the end of the regulation round, we go to a judge's decision, and we have three judges. They talk about it. They have views, and they share it, and then they obviously call for the decision. So yes, these events are center stage. You're in the middle of the arena. You got people coming to watch you. You can have your mom, your dad, your brothers, your friends, your neighbors. Anybody can come and watch you. It's a family event, right? And one of the biggest things that I like to even encourage is if you bring your people to come and watch you, maybe that will encourage them to eventually start martial arts, and that can help spread the martial arts, spread not just the promotion but jiu-jitsu overall. And so that's one thing that I try to emphasize with the fighters. Promote it, man. Bring your people out here to watch it. You're a star for one round. That stage is yours, and you have to go out and perform. So hopefully, people understand a little bit more of that and they take advantage of it.
100%, man. And like you said, people bring their friends and their families and literally everybody to these events, and a behind the scenes look. I remember the last show we did. I should have saved this image so I can show it, but it's whatever. I'll just describe it. So as the show, especially our shows in Houston, I'm not really sure how long tomorrow Saturday's show is going to be, but our events in Houston, they'll start at 2 p.m. We won't be done until sometimes almost 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. It's a
Hmm.
long, long day, and it's just constant jujitsu. I mean, you're getting your money's worth if you go, but I still remember it was like the blue belts. We do the main event and then we do like a post show where
Yeah,
it's kind of like a little secret show, just the blue
yeah.
belt, couple blue belt bouts, maybe a purple belt, whatever. And I remember there was these two blue belts, and I just look off to the side of the mat, and there's just this guy wearing a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, jeans, button up. This dude was straight off the set of Yellowstone, the big cowboy mustache, and he's just watching the mat. Just he's like, you can tell this guy's thinking like, "Well, I thought this was supposed to be MMA," and he's just looking at the mat, but that's somebody's family, and like you said, you want to inspire these people to maybe sign up for martial arts. And now more than everybody's signed up to do jujitsu. There's jujitsu schools popping up on every corner. It's freaking awesome. And you mentioned families, people influencing people to sign up for martial arts, any type of martial arts. A lot of kids coming out, a lot of brothers and sisters, a lot of
Yeah.
siblings and friends. I'll never forget. We had a kids bout that like kicked off the show in Dallas, and I mean it was just a group of kids just
Hmm.
cheering for this one kid. It was really cool. And
Yeah.
yeah, man, these kids are superstars. And plus, not only that, but like we have this event. I mean, it's a full scale production. They have their own walkout, they have their own music, their own
Yeah.
entrance. We got lights, and I'm announcing them, so make them feel like superstars.
Yeah.
Once again,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, go
It's
ahead,
a
Jose.
no, I was gonna say it's a whole show. You got like you're saying,
Yeah.
I'm a matchmaker, but I help with behind the scenes, and there's so many things you got to coordinate. You got to coordinate the announcer, the DJ, the production with Clear Life, the commentators, the referees. Everyone has to be on the same page for this to work, and it's very interesting. And we do all this for the fighters.
100%, and everything flows very well. I have to
Hmm.
say, since my first event working with y'all, everything looks really good and everything sounds really good, and everything is done with purpose, and everything is seamless at the end of the day. Y'all run a really good event. I'm just an announcer, I just go out there and I announce. Jose, I don't know if you know this, but speaking of me announcing, speaking of this being a show, the old rule is, no socks on the mat. Doesn't matter who you are. And as an
Hmm.
announcer, I rock some really nice dress shoes that I'm really proud of, but I can't wear those on the canvas. I can't wear those on
Yeah.
the mat. So instead, I throw on I go the extra mile. And for every Elevate Submission Series event, some people know this, but I go and I buy really expensive socks from Stance, and those are the Tennessee Tangerines or the Delaware Dreamsicles that I wore at the last event. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna wear Saturday, but I'm gonna figure it out. I've got something. I've got something something planned, so it'll be nice. And I'm sure nobody comes to see my socks, but I'm pretty proud of that. I remember like we had a referee because we had the last show that we did. We had a lot of guys. You wanted everything local from Dallas, so we had some Dallas professors that were the officials. And I remember one of them was like, "I got you beat on the socks," and he just had
Oh,
like I don't know, they were like Christmas socks or something. But I
yeah.
think that's cool. Little
Yeah.
fun, that we have.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
No, I just
So I
want to
know.
touch up on a couple of things from this Saturday. We
Sure,
talked about
absolutely.
kids matches all the way to black belts. So in this event on Saturday, we have a title match for a kids match. All right, we have Raven
Cool.
Donaldson. She's competing against Gia Win. So that's a kids title match. Not only are they going out there fighting for the victory and obviously bragging rights and everything, but this time they're going to be a kids title match. So I'm excited for that. We also have a blue belt female title match, which is all those are going to be on the undercard. It's Clara Bowles. She's fighting against Mallory Glessner, who took the match in late notice. We're excited for that. And then we talked about Alex Martin Thompson Masters title gi match, and then obviously Joao Somalia versus Vasquez Jr. will be the main event. So I just want to touch up on that for this Saturday. So bring your kid to witness the title match for the kids. That can be very motivating for them as well.
100%. like you said, you want to influence the next generation, people to sign up for martial arts. Folks, if you're watching, leave a comment, leave a like, and let a friend know that you're watching the Bryce Boudreaux show with special guest
Yeah.
Jose Llanas. I just dropped something.
Hey,
Whatever.
Bryce, also
Live
too,
TV. But yeah, what you got?
I just want to mention if anybody's interested in competing, they can go to our website, find the registration, fill it up. And we don't just get people from Dallas that are fighting in Dallas. Like this show, we have people going from Houston as well, female matches going out there. We do get people from around the area. If we have the proper matchup for you, we'll match you. In fact, this morning I was messaging with a girl from Chicago. You know, her job is remote. She can move around and she wants to compete April 27 in Houston, which is our next show. April 27 will be
Oh,
our submission series show. So if you can travel, if you can do it on your own, obviously, if you want to compete, hey, go ahead and register. If you're a local guy in Dallas, register because we'll be coming back this summer. And then if you're in Houston, we are now matching our event for April 27th. So I'm very excited for that one because we might have some big news coming up soon. And like I said, we're just growing, you know. So I'm looking forward to the one in Houston. So make sure you register in our website.
100%. That's something that I kind of forgot about. But yeah, you can anybody can compete if you do jujitsu, you can definitely compete on this. Because and also the day of the show, we have some people that'll drop out. They can't make it. We need a last minute
Hmm.
replacement, or that person's opponent can't fight. They can't compete. So yeah, those of you that want to be a part of the action, you can definitely sign up. And like you mentioned, we can kind of all tie this together, but this spring, we are back in Houston at the ULH Event Center. That's going to be a pretty good show. Do we have
Yeah.
anything lined up for that event right now?
Oh yeah, we already have some matches already matched. Obviously, we're not announcing them yet, and then we have some big names out there we're trying to match right now. Everything's
Cool.
looking really sharp for that event. We're excited because that weekend we're gonna do two events in one weekend, and me, sorry, me and Chris talked about it for a little bit, and we're not sure, and but our vision was let's just do it, let's figure it out, you know. So on Friday, the August 25th. Elevate FC has a
And
show, MMA event. We're excited for that. And then 2 days later, on Sunday, April 27th, we'll have our submission series event. So we're going back to back, man. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be exciting. And it's going to help us grow and understand what we're capable of doing as well.
yeah, that's going to be not a lot of promotions do all that. Do two events one week because that's two events underneath the same umbrella, and that's the same people working those shows behind the
Yeah.
scenes. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a big test, and it's going to really prove and show how strong this organization is and if you can do it in the future. Man, I've heard some rumors, and we don't have to really give it all away, but the future looks promising for events that aren't going to be in Houston and Dallas. We're looking to expand
Hmm.
somewhere else. Is there, you could possibly touch on that a little bit, maybe elevate expanding out of the Houston and Dallas realm?
All I can say is that Elevate has expanded north. You know, we're looking to expand west and east. So we're looking to move. We don't have any dates, but we have some connections that we're trying to make there. You know, and so we are in a position where we want to create a lot more competitions, not just in Houston. We want to touch places like in Central Texas. You know, maybe perhaps a little bit more east and see what's out there, and eventually from there grow. It's and you only get it because people are willing to wanting to compete for you, and that's what we're getting. When we first started matching from the beginning, it wasn't easy, and I would understand why because we're a new promotion. They don't know what we're about, and then obviously people weren't always 100% interested, but we did had a good amount of people that got on board. They supported us from the beginning, and little by little, I think people are seeing the product and they're coming on board, and that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to grow.
100%, man. I've heard some rumors, and the future looks very exciting for Elevate Submission Series. And there's a lot of, I like to call, and very well, town cities that are jujitsu hubs where there is just so many schools. Houston's one of
Yeah.
those places with schools literally in every little region and borough of the city. So the future looks promising. And also, folks, not sure if you know this or not, but behind the scenes, jujitsu isn't really like these submission only events aren't they don't have to be sanctioned by any athletic commission. So that
Hmm.
helps tremendously whenever we're trying to expand into another state. So be on the lookout in the future. And if you want Elevate Submission Series to come to your backyard, I guess send the Elevate Submission Series page a message and say we want to see the event and whatever town you're in, whether it be Little Rock, Arkansas, or it'd be Louisville, Kentucky, wherever you want to see it. Hit up Elevate Submission Series, and they'll look to make it happen. Jose, it's been a great episode. I think we talked a lot about Saturday's show. Once again, that's Elevate Submission Series live from Dallas, Texas, this Saturday at the Southern Junction, right there in Irving, Texas. Tickets are still on sale. It's elevatesubmissionseries.com with the tickets, and you can watch the event on pay-per-view. Man, if I wasn't working this event and I wasn't announcing, I didn't have to leave the house, would definitely order the pay-per-view. It's going to be a long pay-per-view, folks. You're looking at more than 5 hours of just pure grappling, pure jiu-jitsu, and it's going to be awesome to watch, awesome to see. Here's another look at tomorrow's main card. Jose said we have 2 title bouts for tomorrow. One of those is on the main card. Another look at the event poster, and here's a look at your professor bouts, all of your black belts for Saturday's event. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be awesome. Jose, I can't wait, man. Saturday's going to be awesome. I'll be getting into Dallas probably Friday afternoon. I might go watch a little my school, the people that I cheer for. It's not jiu-jitsu, but it's LSU Tigers baseball, man. They're playing up in
Okay.
Frisco against Kansas State. So I might get into Dallas a little early. I might go watch the little LSU baseball as they travel on the road to the Frisco tournament up there in
Nice.
Frisco. So Jose, I'll probably see you Friday, man. We'll probably do something and figure things out over there. Jose, before I let you go, any last words before Saturday?
No, I just want to invite everyone to come out on Saturday. Tickets will be available at the door if they don't have one. I would recommend for them to get them from a local fighter. That helps a lot. You help your local fighter a lot, and anybody that has a family member competing, and I say that because I went through it. You got family members that might not come and watch you, but spend money out there somewhere else, and then you got strangers and friends that support you 100%. Come out and support your people. It's nothing better feeling than being out there, whether you win or lose at the end of the match, coming out from that stage and seeing your people out there. I think that's really cool. Try to get tickets from the fighters. If not, come out and get them at the door on Saturday. And then don't forget April 27th here in Houston. I'm excited for that.
100%, Jose. We got a very special comment right here from Texas hip hop legend Tony Snow in the comment section. Tony, 100% gonna have to definitely get you on the show one day. I mean, I got to return the favor. You had me on your show, and now I have my own show. Fun fact, Jose, Tony Snow. Not sure if you know anything about Tony. Tony's a hip hop legend in the state of Texas.
Okay.
Me and Tony actually used to work for a promotion that used to run out of the Southern Junction
Oh,
called
wow.
SWE. Yeah, so he was the he's a rap legend, he's a DJ, so he was in charge of music and I was the announcer. So we worked well in that Southern Junction building. A lot of history in that building. I lost my job in that building actually. Uh yeah, oh wow. Yeah, Tony's also a wrestling manager too. So I'll your people call my people, Tony. Let's get this thing worked out. Jose, you said it best. Also, folks, like Jose said, you can buy tickets at the door if you can't buy them online, or you can call the number. You can go buy the tickets at the door, or better yet, why don't you buy tickets from a fighter? Buy tickets from
Yeah.
one of the people that are going to be on this event because that definitely helps them out. And we're looking forward to seeing a packed crowd Saturday at the Southern Junction. I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be fantastic. So once again, order the pay-per-view now, clearlifemedia.com. It's Elevate on clearlifemedia.com. Just click their little toggle button on there. And then, of course, get your tickets now, elevatesubmissionseries.com, or better yet, get your tickets at the door or from a a competitor that's going to be on Saturday's show. Jose, once again, thank you so much. Before we go, can the people follow you on social media?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram, Jose.Llanas. That's Llanas, like my last name. It's very simple. You can also find me on Facebook, Jose Angel is my middle name, Llanas, in there. But yeah, you guys can follow me. Shoot me a message if you want to compete. I get a lot of people personally message me, and we will be able to match when we find the proper matchup. And just follow Elevate, follow the shows, and come out when you can.
100%. And if you're in the Houston area and you're looking to jump into the world of jiu-jitsu, where do the people need to go if they want to train?
Man, I'm located in Spring Branch. It's more of a northeast area of the side of Houston. Uh, Anybody is in town, come and visit me. I have a family member that maybe wants to train, send them to me. And if you're not near me, I'll send you to another gym. I'm not about me. I'm about spending martial arts and jiu-jitsu, and I'll recommend you to another gym. There's a ton of great gyms in Houston that you can train at.
100%. Jose, we're going to get you out of here, man. Thank you so much. So everybody, if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and follow Jose on social media. And while you're doing that, go ahead and follow me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. Of course, we're airing live on YouTube right now. I'm on X too, but I really don't even go on X anymore. So go check it all out. I've never.
It's Twitter, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's nothing against X. It's just I never really posted anything on X. I just have an X. Just if people like that, they can follow me there. I just don't.
Yeah,
I'm
I have a Twitter account. I just never used it. I just never found it very interesting on seeing a couple sentences of people posting stuff. But
right. Yeah. To me,
I'm
I
an
mean,
instant.
not to change the subject, but it's to me, like, throughout time on X, it's all everything that people post on there. It's just a statement. It's like, let me
Yeah,
say this, and I'm like,
yeah.
I kind of want to just scroll and see videos and pictures. I don't know. That's just me and funny memes. Anyways, Jose, it's been fun. It's been great, folks. Once again, Elevate Submission Series 12, just like Lincoln Park did. We're going live in Texas this Saturday, so it's going to be great, folks. We'll see you there. Jose, thank you so much for coming on. Folks, if you like the show, go ahead, tell a friend, and if you want to be a part of the show, send me a message. Let's get you booked. Tony Snow, I could definitely confirm Tony will be on the show one day. There is no joke about that. That's one guy I've definitely always wanted to interview and have on the show. Return the favor because he had me on his. Like the show, leave a comment, subscribe to us on YouTube. Very simple. We're airing live on YouTube right now. That's on my YouTube, Bryce Boudreaux, and this is the Bryce Boudreaux Show. So for Jose Llanas and for everybody at Elevate Submission Series, this has been Bryce Boudreaux saying so long. Thank you for watching the Bryce Boudreaux Show. Have a great day.
Thank you.